Top of it, man. It's your boy, Coach One Stack, man. We at it again. Thank y'all for supporting this channel, man. And I just want to bring y'all this video with your boy, Orlando Brown, exposing rappers Diddy, Busta Rhymes, man, and the rappers that they allegedly infected with HIV, including Meek Mill and your boy Drake. So don't y'all go away, man, because you already know that Meek Mill was one of Diddy's boy toys. And you know, Busta Rhymes, he love fun boys, man. Y'all got to check out my videos. But Drake been undercover, man. They said it was a wild night at Calabasas. So, man, y'all sit back, because, see, everybody think Orlando Brown, who's a child star, is crazy. But ain't nothing wrong with Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is simply telling the truth. See, but what I need you guys to understand and put in the comments before I start playing this video and get into it is, why do you think a lot of men would keep coming out saying that they was SA'd by other men if it wasn't true? Guys, I don't even know men that play like that. But do you? But anyway, before we get into it, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. I won't tell. And we're going to get into this video, people. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
These niggas got HIV around me, and I got to drink with these.
Nobody warned the young ones. Nobody told them what the invitation really meant. Nobody explained what the price of admission actually was.
He's chunking in cold. No, the nigga was bent over the couch. Who? Meek Mill.
And when the one person brave enough or broken enough to say it out loud finally spoke.
Also, would like for everyone to be mindful of the thirst and the urgency and the need to speak on the situation.
The ones who knew the most said the least. But here's what nobody is connecting: the parties, the names, the silence, the disease. It's all the same story. And today we're telling it from the beginning. Let's establish something right away. When we talk about Diddy's parties, the infamous freak-offs, the wild Vegas nights, the private gatherings that federal investigators have spent months dissecting.
Oh, guys, and they talking about them wild Vegas nights. Oh, they talking about them wild Vegas nights. How come they not talking about reggae? Oh, I meant Ray J, because, boy, I'm finna tell you, man, being born and raised in Las Vegas, man, your boy Ray J was turning up out here in these hotels. Man, see, they used to complain about Ray J. They didn't even want him in their hotels. You know why? Because they was finding a bunch of chocolate-covered magnums in his hotel rooms when he would check out, and them hotel rooms would be trash. Let's get back into it, but that was just a little something for you, man. Let's keep on watching.
We are not talking about regular celebrity parties. We are talking about environments that multiple witnesses, insiders, and former associates have described as carefully engineered traps, not clubs, not kickbacks, traps. And the people who got pulled into those traps were almost never random. They were selected, targeted, usually at their most vulnerable, young, hungry, desperate for a cosign from someone at the top of the industry. That's the first thing you have to understand before any of the names make sense. Now, Orlando Brown. For years before Cassie filed her lawsuit, before the federal raids, before Diddy's name became synonymous with everything dark about the entertainment industry, Orlando Brown was out here talking, going on podcasts, doing interviews, dropping names, describing things, and the whole world laughed at him, called him crazy, called him a clout chaser, said he was just trolling for attention. But here's what people keep forgetting. A significant portion of what Orlando Brown said years ago has since been corroborated by lawsuits, testimony, and federal investigations. Let that sink in.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Nah, you don't want to be no actor. You don't want to be no singer.
That moment, that emotional, raw, tearful moment where Orlando begged young people to stay out of the entertainment industry, that was...
I see, guys, man, y'all be thinking Orlando Brown is crazy, but, man, Orlando Brown has been telling y'all, guys, do your history. And some of y'all youngsters, man, you guys ain't even old enough to remember when Orlando Brown was a child star, but, man, these child stars have been getting turned out since, man, Nickelodeon, Walt Disney. Can you dig it? Man, it's too much stuff going on in this industry, man, and these people must be stopped, because these STDs is spreading like wildfire, people.
Wasn't a bit. That wasn't performance. That was a man carrying something he didn't know how to put down. And when the interviewer pushed him, when they asked him why he was getting emotional, why he was tearing up over career advice, Orlando didn't laugh it off.
You gotta be careful with what you're asking for. And you're not gonna just get music, and you're not gonna just get TV very easy. These demons come very swiftly.
These demons come very swiftly. Not industry politics, not contract disputes. Demons. That is a man describing something specific, something personal, something that happened to him in rooms that most of us will never see the inside of. Now let's talk about how Orlando first entered that world, because this is where the timeline gets important. Orlando has claimed that he first crossed paths with Diddy when he was around 15 or 16 years old.
How old were you when you met him? Like 16, 15. Okay.
If you do the math, Orlando was 15 in 2002. And in 2002, Diddy appeared on Nickelodeon's All That the Same network, where Orlando was filming at the exact same time. Now, Cat Williams saw the clip of that Nickelodeon appearance when it resurfaced last year, and he shared it on his Instagram stories with one caption. They're all in it. That's not random commentary from Cat Williams. That's a man who knows the industry, confirming what a lot of people suspected. The access to young talent wasn't accidental. It was structural. So let's get into the specific names, because Orlando wasn't just speaking generally about the industry, he was naming people, specific people, connected people. Over the course of multiple interviews, Orlando claimed to have had intimate encounters with several high-profile rappers, people he says were part of Diddy's extended circle and party.
Now press and pause. Man, I like to let y'all watch this video, but guys, y'all answer in the comments, please. Tell me in the comments. Do you feel that a man is really going to accuse another man of S.A.N.M. or even sleeping with them in an intimate way if it didn't happen? I honestly don't know any man who play like that, but let's get to it.
Network.
Made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
Did they say Terrence Howard? He said, God, I have never, guys, if you have ever heard Terrence Howard's name come up in the Diddy scandal, man, put Terrence Howard in there, please. Because I honestly, people, you know, I love y'all, man. This is the first time I ever heard Terrence Howard's name pop up, man.
Now, before we go further, these are allegations, Orlando's claims, unverified by the individuals named, but here's what makes them impossible to completely dismiss. Orlando made these claims before the federal case, before Cassie's lawsuit, before the raids, before any of this was mainstream conversation, and more importantly, several of the names he dropped have since appeared in lawsuits, documentaries, or public controversies connected to Diddy's circle, which brings us to the name that keeps coming up no matter what conversation you're in, Busta Rhymes. Now, here's where it gets layered. When Diddy's legal situation exploded publicly, when the charges dropped, when the raids happened, when the civil lawsuits started stacking up, the entertainment industry split into two groups almost immediately. Group one, people who went quiet, people who scrubbed their social media, people who suddenly had very busy schedules and couldn't be reached for comment. Group two, people who came out publicly to defend Diddy, to say slow down, to say let the truth come out. Busta Rhymes fell into that second group. At the premiere of Venom, The Last Dance, Busta went on camera and told the world to back off.
I think a lot of times people don't realize how insensitive it could be to have opinions on things that you have no understanding of.
Spoken like a true homosexual. And shout out to the rainbow community, people. He's telling you everything. It's terrible how people can be insensitive to a certain. Basically, he said, oh, my feelings hurt because y'all saying that I'm on the rainbow side and I like fun boys. Man, guys, y'all put in the comments, man. Why do you think these men have a problem saying what they love, not like what they love? But Orlando Brown feels like keeping it real. Man, why guys, this 2026, who cares about getting judged? I don't care about how anybody feels about how I live my life. What about you?
Outside of what you're being told.
And look, on the surface, that sounds reasonable. Don't rush to judgment, wait for the facts. But here's the thing, in the court of public opinion, especially in the celebrity gossip world, how you defend someone matters just as much as whether you defend them. Busta didn't just say, wait for the facts. He went out of his way to publicly distance himself from the conversation. He called the public discourse thirsty. He framed concerned commentary as opportunism, and the internet noticed, because Busta has a complicated history with this particular subject matter. Whatever that man does in his personal space is that man's choice and that man's business. That's Busta talking about Frank Ocean coming out. Measured, progressive, respectful, but contrast that with reports of how Busta reacted when a young gay man approached him at an event to give him props, reportedly flipping out, using slurs, having bodyguards drag the man away, or the time Busta was spotted at a Miami restaurant known as a gathering spot for the LGBTQ plus community, while simultaneously maintaining a public image that distanced himself from that world, or the time in
Guys, and that's what people do, man. You know, I got people, acquaintances, you know, that on the down low, they're on the down low. They like men. They like men other than men, all kind of things, and they think people care, and people really don't care, man. So and you're gonna find the most homophobic person. The most homophobic person is the ones that's doing it. See, guys, like I said, shout out to the rainbow community. I'm not a part of the rainbow community, but whatever people got going on in their life, hey man, so be it, man. You like it, I love it. Listen, I'm not homophobic. Men hit on me, guys. Let's be real. Just like women jump in your DM, men jump in your DM too. And I got things in my DM that I could bust a multitude of supposed straight men out on because they just sent me personal things, man. It's a whole lot of DL stuff going on out here, man. I'm gonna tell y'all ladies, man, you better be strapping up. That's all I can tell you.
2019, when a construction worker called him gay and Busta allegedly threw a punch. Busta's former bodyguard Big Homie CCE went public with claims that Busta made unusual requests involving young men within his entourage, that within his circle, there was an open secret about his lifestyle. And then there's the viral account from an openly gay male YouTuber who claimed Busta personally approached him outside a club, held his hand softly, and invited him into his VIP section.
Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first.
Now taken individual.
Hey, guys, I need y'all to know this. That video is true. I have that video. I made a video about that. And because Busta actually caused that man and his boyfriend to catch a domestic violence outside the club. It was that man, his boyfriend, and another third boyfriend of theirs, a three-way type thing, like a poly type relationship. He caused them to have an actual domestic violence outside of a restaurant because he was trying to do what he's trying to do.
Really, any one of these stories is easy to dismiss, but pattern recognition is everything in investigative storytelling. When the same type of story keeps coming from different, unconnected sources across different years and different contexts, that's not coincidence. That's a pattern. And Busta's pattern, the public defensiveness, the overreactions, the contradictions between his public statements and private behavior, according to witnesses, starts to look a lot like what we see from others in Diddy's orbit who had something to protect, which brings Ice Cube into this conversation. Because Cube isn't someone who speaks carelessly. When he calls out the gatekeepers, when he names the power structure that controls who rises and who falls in Hollywood.
I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with.
He's describing a system, a network of loyalty, leverage, and silence that keeps certain people protected as long as they stay aligned. Some people believe that Busta's public defense of Diddy wasn't just friendship, it was alignment. It was a signal to the right people that he was still on the right side of the wall. Now let's talk about Meek Mill, because Meek's situation is arguably the most—
Ooh, we're gonna talk about Freaky Mill. Freaky Mill, ooh, daddy, 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 ooh. Man, Meek Mill was getting, man, he's getting his back blew out. Y'all heard the audio, and see, y'all think it was security that made that audio tape. It wasn't security. Nicki Minaj dropped the tape. That's why she left Meek Mill, allegedly, out of her words. That's why she left him, allegedly, because he made her film. It's a lot of y'all freaky deakies out there that want the girl to film y'all too, man. I might have been filmed once or twice, but hey, man, it was something real nice and it wasn't with no dude. Can you dig it?
most publicly documented example of what happens when someone gets pulled into Diddy's orbit and then tries to get out. It started as a footnote, literally. The Lil Rod lawsuit filed by Rodney Jones, Diddy's former producer, included a redacted name in a footnote. A rapper from Philadelphia, someone who dated Nicki Minaj. The internet did the math in about 4 minutes, and Meek Mill's response to that footnote was not the response of someone with nothing to worry about. He didn't quietly consult his lawyers. He didn't release a calm, measured statement. He went to Twitter, frantically, repeatedly, closely.
Mill says he will pay $100,000 to an investigator to find out why his name is being tied in with the Diddy allegation.
$100,000 to hire investigators to prove he has nothing to do with Diddy. Now, legal experts who watched that unfold pointed out something important. Innocent people hire lawyers. They produce evidence. They let the legal process work. What Meek did, the public $100,000 offer, the frantic tweets, the threats toward journalists covering the story, that's not a legal defense strategy. That's panic management. And panic management tells its own story. Orlando Brown, who has been talking about Meek's connection to Diddy longer than almost anyone else, had a very specific response to that $100,000 offer.
You can't take back what your butthole received.
Harsh, crude. But Orlando was making a point that no amount of money changes what allegedly happened. And Oshino, who knows the Philadelphia rap scene, intimately weighed in on why Meek's reaction to the Diddy allegations made a certain kind of sense given what he'd observed over the years.
He was so Meek fanned out. Meek's a real groupie. He famously a groupie. You notice he everybody in the other states and dick jump around and all that. He want to be in Philly. He want to be down. Right? That's why people in Philly, they're not famous enough. You notice anytime somebody in Philly start popping, he want to come.
Philadelphia's streets are famously unforgiving about certain things, and multiple people from that community have spoken publicly about the discomfort of watching someone who represented street credibility get associated with Diddy's party circuit in the way that Meek allegedly did.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike, on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit.
God, let me ask your guys' opinion, people. I'm a grown man. Like, I dressed like my father last week. We dressed as like twins for our family reunion last week, but that was some family stuff. But how do y'all feel about two grown men dressing as twins like they going to Sadie Hawkins? You dig? Because, man, look, we all seen him in the pool, Meek Mill in the pool, and Diddy call him, yeah, daddy. He needed that chlorine, man, to cool his backside off, man, from getting beat up. But when you got that little shrimp, you can understand why they was taking it, because you only really had like this much, even up in that little area. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't know why they was hollering, but hey, I don't know two grown men that intentionally dress alike to go to an event. And like, if I went somewhere and somebody had on what I had on, I promise you, I would go home and change. What about you?
And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood.
And then there's the birthday party. May 3rd, 2014. Diddy allegedly spent $25,000 to rent a venue in Las Vegas for Meek's 27th birthday. Property manager Jason Hayes later gave testimony about what the aftermath of that event looked like. The details were, according to public court documents, disturbing: stained sheets, drug residue, and most tellingly, Diddy had reportedly requested that all bedroom doors have double-sided locks with keys given only to him.
They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms.
Oh my, what did they say? Condoms? Hold up. Wait a minute. They didn't say condoms. Hold up. This is the first time that I have ever heard. Let me play that again. I have never heard them say condoms the entire time that Diddy had this stuff had been going on with Diddy, except for the escorts that they were sleeping with. They started off using them at first and they would take them off. But with the freak off parties, this is my first time, man, that I heard that. But see, double-sided locks, what is that you in there doing? Why would you want to lock yourself into a room with another man for days at a time? And where's all the blood coming from? And feces, man, this is nasty, man. Guys, if y'all dating these people, man, go get yourself checked.
And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday.
Gene Deal, who was Diddy's personal bodyguard for years, reacted to those details not with shock, but with a kind of grim recognition, like someone confirming what they already knew. That reaction from Gene Deal is significant because Gene Deal doesn't sensationalize, he reports. And when a man who spent years inside Diddy's operation says something disturbing crosses lines, most people can't imagine you pay attention. Now we have to address the allegation that has been circulating from multiple separate sources, because it's not just Orlando saying this, it's not just one voice. Orlando Brown made a very specific claim in his interview that people at these Diddy parties were so close, so intertwined, that the transmission of serious disease became part of what connected them.
What do you mean these niggas got HIV around me and I gotta drink with these?
Now,
Now, guys, I told you in a lot of previous videos, I believe that having an STD is like part about being in the clique. Because just humor me for a minute. I'm gonna get back to the video. Just humor me, please. Guys, if you got people with certain types of diseases, you can't pass it on to nobody, right? If you already got it, it ain't like you can catch something twice. So why not have an inner circle where you guys all know what you're dealing with? And now as they're doing their illegal narcotics and they having their intimate encounters, you know, with no clothes out there all wild using special K and ketamine and all these things. Hey, man, you can't catch what you already got. So I think that might have been a highlight of the party, but you guys let me know what you think. But I really feel that way. Like, honestly, you know, this ain't no social media thing. I really feel that way, that it's like, hey, we all got it. We might as well party together and have fun and drink, live, and make love and be happy. It ain't like we can catch it twice.
White, who has her own history of making industry allegations, made a nearly identical claim separately. She said she could name at least 20 men in the industry who contracted HIV and continued operating publicly undetected.
How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Two separate sources, both with direct industry connections, both making the same specific allegation independently. That's not gossip, that's a pattern of testimony. And the reason this matters beyond the obvious horror of it is what it means for young artists entering this industry right now. Because if what Orlando and Jaguar are describing is true, if these party environments were places where disease transmission was happening and being concealed, then the danger wasn't just reputational. It wasn't just career threatening. It was biological, permanent, life-altering. And the victims, many of them young, many of them grateful for the opportunity, many of them not fully understanding what they were walking into, had no idea. That's what makes the Busta Rhymes dynamic so important in this conversation, because Busta's public defense of Diddy, his insistence that people mind their business and let the truth come out, has to be examined in the context of what allegedly happened at these parties. If you knew, if you were there, if you participated in a culture of silence around these environments, then let the truth come out.
Would like for everyone to be mindful of the thirst and the urgency and the need to speak on the situation.
Isn't a neutral statement. It's a prayer that the truth doesn't come out. Listen to that again with fresh ears. He's not saying the allegations are false. He's not defending Diddy's character. He's asking people to slow down, to stop being so urgent about getting answers. And the question you have to ask yourself is, who benefits from slowing down? Who needs more time when the walls are closing in? Here's the thing about a system built on secrets. It only works when everyone stays quiet. The moment one person really talks, the whole structure starts to shake. Orlando Brown has been talking for years, but Orlando was easy to dismiss because of how he presented himself publicly. The erratic behavior, the wild interviews, the easy to mock moments.
Somebody getting bent over the couch, is that a code? He's talking in code. No, the nigga was bent over the couch.
See, man, Orlando Brown, guys, when Orlando Brown just simply tells you, God, I want y'all to tell me in the comments. I love your opinions. Tell me in the comments, why is it that when somebody tells the truth, why does everybody think they lying? Why is it so unbelievable that people, just because they might have a little bit more money than you, they might be a preacher, might be a pastor, might be an entertainer, that they are above doing things? Y'all tell me that. Why is that? Put that in the comments, please. Because that's, man, that just ticks me off sometimes, right? It's TD Jakes. He couldn't have did that. Oh, he could, man, bump that, man. Everybody, man, they got a eggplant just like mine that rise up and go down. And women got a cootie cat that get wet and all that. ain't nothing above anybody, man, because we'll get into some other things later about your girl Jada Pinkett, man. Stay to the end.
Who? Meek Mill?
But what happens when the people who are supposed to be credible, the lawyers, the executives, the industry insiders, start saying the same things Orlando said years ago? Gene Deal has been publicly stating that recordings from Diddy's parties exist, that multiple celebrities are on those recordings, that federal investigators are methodically working through witness lists.
What Lil Rob said. Lil Rob said in his affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine he had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs and little tape recorders, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men.
Loose men.
Woman on woman, man on man.
Every room taped and bugged. Think about what that means for everyone who attended those parties. Think about what that means for the wall of silence. Because you can choose to stay quiet. You can choose not to come forward. You can offer $100,000 to investigators and hope that makes the story go away. But you cannot choose whether or not you appear on recordings that were made without your knowledge, and
you can't choose to get back your virginity when you done gave it to Diddy. Man, y'all ain't seen how skinny these people looking, man. How bad they skin, man. They ain't got that good skin like Coach Once That. Man, hold up. Let me zoom up in here, man. Hold up. They ain't got that good skin like Coach One Stack, with no blemishes, man. That they right here suffering from some of these diseases, you dig, and they can't get none of that experimental medication that Diddy got because he was plugged up with royalty. So he had all the top-notch medication for STDs that money can buy that the average poor person like us will never get our hands on if we need it. God, thank you that I don't need it, and I never will, because I keep my stuff in my pants or with one person like you should be doing.
right there is why the silence is cracking. It's not because people suddenly grew a conscience. It's because the math changed. When the tapes exist and federal agents have them, silence stops being protection. It starts being liability.
Of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
They're waiting, all of them. The ones who were at those parties, the ones who saw things, the ones who participated in the culture of silence. They're waiting to find out what federal investigators actually have. And until they know, they're saying nothing. Busta Rhymes going on camera to ask people to chill out. Meek Mill offering $100,000 to prove his innocence. The endless stream of industry figures suddenly becoming very private and very quiet. It all makes sense when you understand they're all waiting for the same thing. Let's bring this back to something Orlando said that doesn't get talked about enough. Because under all the wild behavior, under all the coded language, under all the moments that got clipped and memed and turned into punchlines, Orlando Brown has been delivering a consistent message for years. And that message is a warning.
Don't do it.
Nah, you don't want to be no actor. You don't want to be no singer. You want to be an astronaut. You want to be a scientist. You want to be
God, look, it's sad. Look at Orlando Brown, man. He's crying. God almost make me cry, man. That dude is visibly shook. You could tell that man went through something. He kind of light-skinned, and look how he changed the colors. See, he ain't making that up, man. So you got to know how to read body language. As being ex-law enforcement, I've been to school for this, reading body language. Orlando Brown ain't telling no lie. This man is reliving his trauma, y'all. And the cold part is we got people like your boy Diddy that's allegedly out here, man, just passing out STDs to people like water. You got people that's thirsty for his Diddy parties like Bow Wow talking about, man, ain't no party like a Diddy party. We got your boy LeBron James, man. I guess that's why he went to Philly, so he can get up out of LA. You dig?
a doctor. You want to be a lawyer. You don't want to be no actor. You don't want to be no singer. You don't want to do nothing in entertainment. It's on things that are natural and that are from God.
And then that's not a crazy man rambling. That's a survivor, a man who walked into that industry as a child, encountered things no child should encounter, and came out the other side trying in his own broken-coded, sometimes chaotic way to make sure nobody else goes through what he went through. The Diddy case has pulled back a curtain on an industry that has always had a dark side. But what Orlando, Jaguar Wright, Gene Deal, and others are describing goes beyond one man's crimes. They're describing a culture, a network, a system of parties and environments where young, ambitious, vulnerable people were deliberately introduced to situations designed to compromise them, to create leverage, to build walls of silence through
And the thing is, man, you know what it is, man. It's enough. Your boy Diddy, man, been passing it out. Freaky Mill, y'all heard the tape. What more evidence do y'all want? You got Gene Deal talking about how Diddy would be in the adult bookstore buying plugs that go back there. Going to the guys, do you know what a Turkish bathhouse is? Right. That's a bathhouse where a bunch of grown men go take baths together, man. And that's the kind of stuff that Diddy been doing, y'all, and passing it out like water. Don't be so fooled. I need y'all to speak up and speak out about this, man. How do y'all feel about this? Guys, man, put in the comments, when was the last time you was tested? When was the last time you tested? But, man, I'm not going to hold y'all, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping more content, and be looking out for my lives, right? I'm out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I will be covering the Tupac Shakur murder trial, starring none other than Keefe D. If I can't get in the courthouse, guess what? I'm going to be streaming it live, y'all. So make sure y'all be tuned in, man. And you know the rest, people, be blessed. Don't ever get stressed. Make sure you never get finessed, and get plenty of rest, right? And man, strap up like Diddy and a lot of these people should have. And check out this video, man, before you leave.